Well, I'm joined now by George Koo. He's the former managing director and founder of International Strategic Alliances. That's a company that assists US companies in forming cross-border relationships on the Pacific Rim. Mr. Koo is also a regular contributor to the online news site Asia Times. Mr. Koo, welcome to our program. What is the overall aim of Premier Lee's trip to these three nations, Tajikistan, the Netherlands, and Belgium? What's he trying to say? What's his message?
Well, I think he, first of all, these are more or less regularly scheduled multinational meetings and summits that he's participating in. I think he's taking the opportunity to establish or re-establish alliances from a trade, business, investment point of view. Certainly China needs to look at alternatives to what is now clear a very unreliable relationship with the United States.
Now, what do you make of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization communique, which talked, among other things, about the need for a more open world economy? Why did they phrase it like that?
Well, I think, well, first of all, SCO is actually a very important organization. It's not necessarily specifically on trade, but it has a much broader umbrella in terms of cooperation, and it occupies a huge landmass from Russia to India, cover all of Central Asia, and Iran, soon to become a member, will even increase that. And of course, with India, China, and Russia, the population is about, over 40% of the world's population. So it is a very influential multinational organization, and I think they're also sending a message that America first, which is excluding everybody else and only worrying about the United States, is a wrong-headed approach, and it's not going to win very many friends in the world.
Well, that is interesting. Why then is the EU apparently planning an answer to Belt and Road involving Japan, the United States, and ASEAN nations? Will Premier Lee see that as somewhat of a threat towards Belt and Road?
Well, I think some people in the Western media is positioning it as a either-or competitive type of financing. In actual fact, Asia needs much more than what China can finance or what China's AIIB can finance. So everybody understands that more is better. And I think what EU is doing, because EU, Japan, and others don't want to lose out on their influencing the way these projects are financed. And furthermore, of course, EU is trying to push the fact that their projects will be more transparent. And in that, China has been criticized because some of the projects has not worked out well, and they blame it for lack of transparency. And I think from that point of view, China could indeed do something more, let people see what's going on and explain when the projects fail or when the projects don't go well, because there's so many more other projects that are filling a very critical need.
And just very quickly, Mr. Koo, very quickly indeed, if you will, will the EU raise the money? It has to raise the money. Can it do it?
That I don't know. I assume that they can. I mean, they do have a few countries under stress that needs financing, Italy, Greece, and others.
Right.
But I think if they have the will, they'll have to come up with money. But I have no expertise on their financing.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Not at all. Thank you for joining us. We're most grateful. Thank you so much.